All right, everybody. I have not done a video in a hot minute because I've been out of state in Florida for the last few days. And so I decided it would be best to record some videos on my phone and then have Cherry edit them and upload them on my channel. And hopefully, you guys will be satisfied with this content. I figured I could cover the topics I usually cover on my show, but in much more condensed videos like I did when I was on my way up to Seattle in the first place on that big road trip, California to Seattle. As you can see behind me, I've got a little baby swamp puppy over there. You guys probably can't see him too well because he's so submerged, but it's a beautiful alligator. Very, very colorful, very good stripes. I thought I'd go find one for the video since I imagined you guys would want to see me with a real, live, wild Florida alligator. If it was any closer to the shore, I would probably try to grab it because it's so little. But today we're talking about something that makes me happy. The downfall of Hasan Piker. Listen, before you guys get mad, those of you who are still Hasan fans and watch me, I was not always a based Hasan disliker. Okay, there was a time when I was naive enough to believe that any content creator who said they were on the left and was making content that they said was creating a lot of momentum for left-wing values was a good thing. Just that alone was good, and maybe I don't like Hasan's every opinion and everything about his personality, but at least he's bringing a lot of people to the left, right? And that was something I believed for a long time, and I engaged in a fair amount of Hasan apologia to myself, even when it came to dramas like, the whole house buying thing that he dealt with. And I don't even feel like that's the most apt criticism of Hasan to wheel out, to be honest. What I really want to talk about is the realization I had maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, when I started to realize that Hasan's politics basically begin and end on one of these two factors. If he can take a political position that is popular with his target audience, that does not interfere with what I'm about to get into in the next point, then he will take it and he'll advocate for it, because these social causes such as trans rights, gay rights, rights for racial minorities, etc., they're just popular to talk about on the left, and he's a large figure who's doing it, and it generates a lot of momentum within his target demographic. However, the secondary objective, his secondary motivator, I noticed, is his very clear desire to enforce Marxist-Leninist or just broadly tanky values in the left. This became very, very clear as I started to notice that all of his politics boiled down to, at least as far as foreign affairs, America is bad. No matter what, there is no gray area, there is no ambiguity. If America is getting involved in any type of conflict, not only is America at fault, they're in the wrong, they're supporting the wrong side, and whatever side is fighting against any side that is backed by America must be in the right. And you guys might think I'm over-exaggerating here, but look back at Hasan's takes on the invasion of Ukraine when it was first happening. You see, there were experts that had been monitoring the situation on the border of Ukraine and Russia for a good long while prior to the invasion happening. They were mobilizing troops, they were mobilizing vehicles. Not only that, but they were mobilizing insane amounts of blood bags and medical supplies that would expire within weeks to the border. This was a very, very obvious sign that Russia was about to begin their invasion into the main nation of Ukraine. And I say that because we also have another bit of evidence that this was going to happen, in that back in 2014, Russia annexed Crimea from Ukraine. Now, when this was all happening, Hasan decided to give his take on the belief that Russia might invade Ukraine. He, at every turn, said that it was sensationalism and that it was just American military-industrial complex propaganda. He was repeating every single Russian government talking point, such as the idea that these were just routine trainings that were happening on the border. Absolutely no. No, that is not the case at all. As we all know, all the experts were right, and Russia Oh, did the alligator go away?
No, he's hunting you.
Oh, yeah, he is. Look at that. Hey, buddy.
Clearly a Hasan fan.
Yeah, I think that alligator likes Hasan. I think what he notices is my back is turned to him. His predator instinct got set off by me turning my back to him. That's awesome. Anyway, Russia invades, right? It happens, and Hasan immediately tries to do damage control, but at the same time, he has a very seemingly dishonestly motivated desire to make Russia look better than it very obviously is.
But like, you feeling bad about the Crimean annexation does not change the reality of the Crimean annexation being a completely justifiable fucking act by the Russian government, okay? So that's it. That's fine. And Hitler invaded countries based on Germanic ties at first. Yeah, dude. Talk to me when he's fucking throwing Ukrainians in a fucking... What are you talking about? Talk to me when he's throwing Ukrainians at a concentration camp, okay? Hitler wasn't fucking bad because he decided to invade Austria. He was bad because he was fucking killing Jews, okay? That was the problem. He wasn't like, oh yeah, we're gonna fucking annex territory with like Germanic people in it. That wasn't the main problem with Hitler, I think. That was like maybe eighth down the line.
Yeah, he's totally creeping up on me. It's like a weeping angel. I first noticed this when his chat started roasting him. As a matter of fact, I think Cherry can show videos and screenshots of all of the things that I'm referencing. I've shown these clips and a lot of these examples on stream before, so I'm pretty sure Cherry's familiar with these clips, and I imagine many of you are as well. One of the videos he uploaded where he was talking about the claims that Ukraine was going to be invaded, what he was doing was every day leading up to the invasion that, you know, he'll say he didn't know was going to happen. He called it Russia still hasn't invaded Ukraine, day 1 through like, I think it was 12 or 13. And I remember reading one of the descriptions of these now deleted streams, and the description was literally just Hasan had typed out Russia Today state propaganda. It was wild. It was the American military-industrial complex wants you to believe that Russia is going to invade Ukraine. This is just American warmongering, fear-mongering, whatever, yada, yada, yada. And so he basically just does full-on apologia in those video descriptions as well. And as well as in the titles. Like, imagine just doing that, writing, Russia still hasn't invaded Ukraine, day 12. Like, that immediately put a terrible taste in my mouth when it came to Hasan. And the fact that so many people continued to do apologia for him and simp for him and defend him after that fact was very disappointing, if I do say so myself. He's just chilling. Is that a fish behind him? What kind of fish is that? That wasn't the end of it, though. That really wasn't. You see, Hasan has continuously had some pretty cringe foreign policy takes at any opportunity. His fan base has been pretty vitriolic towards me and some other of my friends in this content space. I don't know if you guys have noticed that Hasan doesn't collab with Vosh, Keffels, me, or any of the debate brosphere ever. He doesn't watch their videos or give them a platform. There's a good reason for that. He doesn't like our type of content. And it's not because of the type of content we make, it's because of the values that many in this sphere hold. We're not tankies. Hasan's a tanky. This, of course, is not a very controversial take now, but when I've been saying it for the last 6 months to a year, I've been getting a lot of hate for it. I've lost a lot of subscribers for it. And this is just another Xander Hall W that everybody realizes was a W after the fact. Who could have guessed? Anyway, recently, Hasan was on his podcast with Ethan Klein. This podcast is called Leftovers. It's pretty chill. Ethan Klein's not a socialist or anything, but I really do enjoy when he talks about politics. I think he's got a good head on him. He recently had some takes about whether or not he really likes socialism as a concept, but then he went on to list things that he likes as just being the fundamentals of socialism, so it was a little cringe to watch, but it's very clear that fundamentally Ethan Klein has some pretty good politics and a very good moral compass that motivates his politics, which I think matters a lot. I think that's the most important thing, actually. Oh no, he's still there. He's just chilling. He's in the shade now. Anyway, I think that Ethan Klein has good politics. Here's the thing, though. In a recent episode of Leftovers, Ethan Klein and Hasan ended up getting into a bit of a spat over Taiwan and whether or not it is one with China. Whether or not it is two separate countries, and the people want it to be, and it is culturally two separate countries with separate systems, and it is treated as separate countries, and the people want it to be considered separate countries, or if it's just part of China's imperialist claim to everything. Hasan, of course, when asked this question, what he thinks about it, has a really weird response.
How do we feel about Taiwan, Hasan? China or not
Taiwan?
China? Or is it China or not China?
That's the American policy. Whatever the American policy is, whatever the American perspective
What's your
is.
opinion? You really won't say?
No, I'm saying it. It's like one country, two systems. You know?
No, it's not. It's two different countries.
Really?
Taiwan and China.
Is that according to American foreign policy?
No, what's your opinion? What's your opinion? Taiwan independent?
My opinion on Taiwan is that Taiwan is the Chinese concept of Taiwan should remain in the hands of the people in Taiwan who
so therefore
believe
it's independent.
who for the record, for the most part, just believe to not disrupt the ongoing relations with.
Why are you being
China.
so carefully footed around
Because I know that there's going to be a subreddit.
issue.
There's going to be a subreddit post with like a million fucking comments being like, Hasan wants everyone in Taiwan to be killed because he loves China. He's a Xi Jinping.
That's what I
stooge."
heard.
That's what I just. It's already over. You asked me that question, like in jest, and it's gonna already.
No,
go
I was
there.
genuinely curious what you think about it.
I think
Hasan
that
Piker am using a gun.
I think that overall, it's contemporary history is complex.
Now, to be clear, within the left, I honestly don't think you get that much pushback for being pro-China. Like, if you're a tanky who's pro-China, like, you're not really going to get mass harassment against you or, like, a shit ton of dogpiling if you say that. You're wrong, but the left is not very attached to, they're not very attached to the truth when it comes to foreign policy a lot of the time. So, with that said, it was weird that Hasan was so flighty with his answer. Like, it was really weird. And I think a lot of people had the same thoughts, because very shortly after, everybody from Vosh to Keffels, I'm sure more have. I don't have my computer here with me in Florida, so I haven't really been browsing YouTube much, but it seems like everybody has figured out, oh shit, Hasan's a full-on tanky. And it's like, yeah, that's what I said.
The answer my name is not just a symbol or a target sign.